Amidst the COVID-19 pandemic, Asia-Pacific has been hit by multiple disasters, while climate change continues to warm the world, reshaping and expanding the region's riskscape. This new disaster health climate nexus must be addressed in order to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals. The 2021 Asia-Pacific Disaster Report provides new analysis and a set of recommendations to the disaster risk reduction community to address this nexus and build future resilience. The state of disaster risk reduction is a mixed picture. Many countries have achieved success in dealing with individual disasters. However, most are still ill-prepared for complex overlapping crises, especially the interaction of biological and natural hazards, and the interlinkages between impacts of COVID-19, disasters, and climate change. Recent decades have seen an increase in climate-related diseases. Adding biological hazards to the disaster riskscape increases current annual average losses to $780 billion. Under a worst-case climate scenario, annualized losses will almost double to $1.4 trillion, or 4.2% of regional GDP. The Pacific Small Island developing states and least developed countries lose disproportionately more as a percentage of GDP. This new riskscape gives rise to 5 hotspots. East and Northeast Asia. Heat waves and related biological hazards are increasing with the existing risks of earthquakes and tropical cyclones. North and Central Asia. Increasing rates of COVID-19 are superimposed on emerging risk areas of climate-related drought, land degradation, and biological hazards. South and Southwest Asia and Southeast Asia are now epicenters of COVID-19. The pandemic is overlapping with intensifying floods and cyclones in South Asia and drought in Southeast Asia. Pacific Island developing states. With emerging high rates of COVID-19, along with cyclones and multiple other hazards exacerbated by climate change. Prioritizing the hotspots for policy actions can help build Asia-Pacific's resilience to complex crises. Managing these cascading risks needs comprehensive solutions at national, sub-regional, and regional levels. Hence, a regional resilience response is proposed costing $270 billion, or 0.9% of regional GDP. For Pacific Small Island developing states and least developed countries, climate adaptation costs can be exceptionally high. The regional resilience response is underpinned by 4 policy action areas. First, invest in integrated risk analytics and embed cascading risk scenarios in traditional disaster risk management. Second, prioritize risk-informed investments in health sector, including those in diseases surveillance and control. There is a need to build resilient infrastructure and social protection systems that are shock-prepared. Third, capitalize on emerging technologies and their data-driven solutions. The pandemic has accelerated the use of new technologies, and the region must continue to invest in such technologies. Fourth, boost resilience efforts through more targeted forward-looking fiscal spending. Key adaptation measures that yield high returns on investment include making new infrastructure resilient, strengthening early warning systems, improving dryland agriculture crop production, making water resources management more resilient, and protecting mangroves. Asia-Pacific is a diverse region with different riskscapes. However, what all countries should have in common are sound principles for managing these risks in a more coherent and systematic way, with principles that are applied with strong political will and collaboration at all levels.